In this video, I'm going to share with you 7 marketing and business growth strategies that will help you grow your business and do it faster than you ever thought possible. The strategies and tactics I'm about to share with you have helped hundreds of my clients over the past 10 years build, grow, and scale wildly profitable and successful businesses and hit 6 figures, 7 figures, and even 8 figures. Now, of course, in life and in business, there are no guarantees. However, these strategies are the closest things I've found to give your business the highest chance of success. So, let's get to it. All right, let's get started with the ideal customer avatar, because by far the best and the fastest way to grow your business is to laser focus in on exactly who it is that you serve, really identifying that ideal target market. This first step is so important that it's literally the first thing that I ask all of my new clients. First, describe to me who exactly is your ideal target market. Because we're going to build our entire marketing and business growth strategy around this person, around their pains, around their problems, around their frustrations, around their dreams and desires and hopes and everything that we're hoping our business can deliver to them. But we can't know any of that if we don't know who it is that we're trying to serve. And this means really dialing in that ideal customer avatar, or ICA for short, including things like their demographic details, their age, their gender, their income, their occupation, their geographic details like what city or state or province or country they live in, and their psychographic details like their attitudes, their interests, their beliefs, and any organizations they may be a part of. When we do this, and when we have a really crystal clear picture of who it is that we're trying to serve in mind, all of our marketing, all of our business growth potential becomes that much more realistic and that much more effective, because we're going to be speaking to one specific person rather than trying to appeal to everybody, which means we're going to need to water down our message. And there's a saying that says when you try to appeal to everyone, you end up appealing to no one. And we don't want that. So once you've got that dialed in, you're crystal clear on your ideal customer avatar, it's time to move on to the next point, which is to develop, to craft, and to refine your irresistible offer. Next to having an ideal customer avatar in mind, your irresistible offer is the next most important element to growing your business, especially if you want to do it quickly. The thing with an irresistible offer, though, is that it's really built and really predicated on that ideal customer avatar. So you can't create an irresistible offer until you're crystal clear on who your ideal client is, or ideal customer that you're trying to serve, because the irresistible offer will really only be irresistible to them, not to everyone. For example, let's say you're in the health space and your ideal customer avatar is a vegan who's interested in whole food, plant-based diets. Well, obviously, your irresistible offer isn't going to be selling them a steak or a set of steak knives, even a barbecue. This is why you always start with the customer first, rather than the product or the service first and try to match it to a different customer. You need to develop your offer and craft it around them. So for our vegans, well, we could offer them vegan cookbooks. We could offer them vegan cooking classes. We could offer them an avocado knife. I'm not even sure there is an avocado knife. If there's not, there should be. Those things are tricky to cut sometimes. This is why the more in-depth you're able to go when you create that ideal customer avatar and you're able to hit on the points that I talked to you about earlier, like their pains and problems and everything they're trying to get away from, well, the more irresistible your irresistible offer is going to be able to be. Now, we should pause here, really let this point sink in. Because honestly, if you just did these 2 things alone, if you just identified your ideal customer avatar, really built out all of the details around them and really tried to define them as clearly and articulately as possible, and then paired that with an irresistible offer that directly spoke to their pains and to their problems, as well as to your business and its unique solution and how it was positioned to solve that for them, well, you'd be on really, really good ground. Seriously, these 2 steps are that important. At least they were for me. Looking back over the last decade of my business and marketing career, well, all of the biggest shifts, the biggest growth spurts, always occurred when I refined my ideal customer avatar and paired that up with a truly irresistible offer. Unfortunately, a decade ago, I didn't have a video like this telling me just how important this was, so I had to figure it out the hard way by doing a ton of different things for a ton of different people. Fortunately, I was able to continually refine those things, end up doing better things for better people, and really aligning what I really wanted to do with the people that I wanted to serve and with their pains and problems that I was uniquely positioned to help solve for them. All of that guided me to where I am today, helping people grow their businesses with proven marketing strategies. And I love it. So while we're on the topic of proven marketing strategies, let me share my next point, which is all about hybrid traffic strategies. Like I've already mentioned, if you've got that ideal customer avatar dialed in, you've got your irresistible offer, you're more than halfway there. But we're still going to need traffic, which means eyeballs, it means people, it means attention, and essentially finding a way to put our offer directly in front of our ideal customer avatar so they can know about us, they can start to like us, they can start to trust us, they can ultimately buy from us. Now, when we're talking about traffic, it's really just fancy marketer talk for people, for attention, for clicks to your website, or clicks on your ad, or someone watching your video. And when it comes to traffic, well, there's a nearly endless supply of it out there. You can get it any different kind of way, including SEO, or search engine optimization. You can do it through organic social media posting. You can do it through advertising, like Facebook ads, and Instagram ads, and YouTube ads, and Google ads, all of the ads. But what I've found after nearly a decade of doing this is that the most effective strategies are almost always a combination of some kind of organic strategy, meaning free, and some kind of paid strategy, typically through advertising. Essentially, yes, you can and probably should run YouTube ads, but you should also pair it with a really strong organic YouTube strategy, where you're creating content, creating videos that are going to be found organically, naturally, through search and through suggested, and by people essentially stumbling across your content, allowing it to seem a little more natural and a little less forced. Alright, so let's move on to the next way to grow your business quickly, which is all about having a solid marketing funnel. Now, a marketing funnel, used somewhat interchangeably with sales funnel or conversion funnel, really just a fancy way of saying a system or a process that a client or customer walks through or goes through in order to do business with you. Good example of a funnel would be someone sees one of your videos or sees one of your ads and they click on that. That then takes them to a landing page or an opt-in page where they share their name and their email address in exchange for some kind of PDF download or free video. That takes them to a thank you page, which makes the next step in the offer. And then maybe you follow up with retargeting ads or email marketing. Pretty much a basic funnel. Marketing funnels are an incredibly important part of growing your business, especially doing it quickly, because it takes all of the guesswork out of the marketing equation and really gives your prospects, your clients, and your customers a clear and easy path to walk through. They don't get lost on your website and go a million different directions. Rather, you put an ad or a video or some kind of content in front of them with one real clear advantage or benefit, one real clear call to action or CTA. They take that step and they move on to the next one. They take that, they do the next one, and so on and so forth. Now, probably unsurprisingly here, the key to a really effective marketing funnel really comes down to dialing in that ideal customer avatar and matching it up with an irresistible offer, and making sure that the entire elements of your funnel are all congruent and they all speak and sound and look and feel like something your ideal client avatar would really want to have. This is why I love and use Shutterstock, which is also this video's sponsor. Shutterstock helps me find the exact image that I need, no matter what stage of the funnel I'm looking at, whether it's my ads or my landing page or my website or anything in between. With Shutterstock, I can find the exact image that I need that makes sure that I'm communicating the right message and sending the right tone and the right feel, and I can put it in exactly the right place, because they have a ton of different images to choose from. I've been using Shutterstock for years to supply my ads and my landing pages and my website with high quality images. And if you'd like to give them a try and get your first 10 images free, you can check them out by clicking the link in the description box below or by visiting adamerhart.com/Shutterstock. All right, let's move on to the next tip, retargeting. If you've ever gone on a website and seen those ads follow you all across the internet, or you've ever gone to Amazon, added something to your cart and not checked out and seen that item appear all across the internet, well, you've been retargeted. Retargeting is a phenomenally cost-effective and all-around effective way to increase touch points, to stay top of mind, and to essentially follow up with clients and with customers and with visitors to your ads or to your website. Now, typically when we're talking about retargeting or remarketing, again, kind of two different words for the same thing, we're talking about advertising and essentially following up with some kind of Facebook retargeting ad or Google retargeting ad or YouTube retargeting ad or any of those type of things. But I also want to include in here other kinds of follow-up like SMS follow-up and email marketing follow-up, because the goal of retargeting, remarketing, and even follow-up is to really just increase those touch points, to show up again and again and again in front of our clients and in front of our customers. The beauty of retargeting and why it's such an effective business growth strategy is because you're going to be marketing and advertising to people who already know who you are. So we call these people warm traffic. They're already somewhat familiar with you and with your brand and what you can do. This means any retargeting or remarketing or even follow-up that you do is going to be that much more cost-effective, because we're not trying to reach millions of people or even hundreds of thousands of people, rather just thousands or maybe even just hundreds. The other reason retargeting is so effective is because when we take a look at the total pool of people who could buy from you, let's say that's 100% of the people, well, only 3% of that group is ready to buy right now. They've got their credit card in hand, they're actively looking for a solution, and your business is positioned to solve for them. It's only 3%. Now, 10% of that group is going to buy soon, let's say in the next 30 days. They're looking for solutions, they're doing a bit of due diligence, but they're not ready just yet. But then 87%, they're going to buy later. We're talking 90 days, 180 days, maybe even next year. We still don't want to avoid these people though, because they will buy. And if you're the one to increase touch points, to show up again and again and again, when they ultimately make that buying decision, you can bet it's going to be your business. Add to this fact the fact that, well, depends which statistic you check, but customers on average require somewhere between 7 touch points, 14 touch points, and 30 touch points, again, depending on which statistic you check. Well, you need to show up in front of your customers and in front of your clients a whole lot if you want to make that sale. Okay, I think we've beat that point up enough. Let's move on to the next one, which is all about content marketing. Now, I appreciate, while content marketing may not be the fastest way to grow a business, it is by far definitely one of the most effective ways. This is because content marketing allows you to demonstrate your authority and your expertise, and it allows you to overcome objections in advance. Plus, you can show people that you can help them by actually helping them, by giving them valuable information, or even entertaining them along the way. Probably unsurprisingly here, your content marketing should speak to the pains and the problems and the frustrations of that ideal customer avatar or ideal client avatar. Really what we're trying to do here is we're trying to get into their minds. We're trying to uncover their pains, their problems, their frustrations, and we're trying to create content that helps solve that for them. Content marketing is pretty easy to understand just why it works so well. After all, just think of two different businesses. One business has no presence, no content, no anything. And the other one is producing weekly YouTube videos. They're writing Facebook posts. They're creating Instagram stories. They're visible, they're out there, they're communicating value, they're sharing stories, they're showing that they're real, genuine, authentic people. Well, given the choice between these two businesses, most people are going to go with the business that they can see, that they can hear, that they can have a conversation with, that they can understand, because really what that's doing is the content is removing uncertainty. It's helping show their authority and their expertise, and it's actually providing some value. Really, it's providing value in advance of any transaction, which builds a ton of goodwill and reciprocity. Now, when it comes to content marketing, there is a ton of different kinds of content you can produce, but the best one, by far, is video content. Now, when it comes to growing your business and trying to do it quickly, well, there's no more effective way than doing it face-to-face, one-to-one, person-to-person. But this obviously comes with some pretty big limitations. Notably, the time aspect of trying to go and meet a million different people face-to-face. Fortunately, this is where video comes to the rescue. It allows you to take the vast majority of what makes face-to-face in-person communication effective, but instead of a one-to-one approach, you get a one-to-many approach, allowing you to reach hundreds, thousands, hundreds of thousands, even millions of people very, very quickly. Video is effective because unlike text or unlike even audio, you can not only hear the person, but you can also see them as well. You can read their body language, you can look into their eyes, you can get a feel for who this person is and what they're all about. And people like that. Not to mention, once you record that video, put it out onto the internet, put it on your website, send it in your emails, run it as an ad, whatever you like, it's like having a bunch of different salespeople out there spreading your message 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Oh, and you don't have to pay these salespeople either. They just do the work. That's why video is so powerful. But if you really want to increase the reach that your video gets, that your content gets, that your message gets, well, there's no better way than to throw a little gas on the fire, run a few ads against it, essentially running some kind of advertising campaign. And this is why the next thing you're going to want to do is check out the video I have linked up right here on how to advertise for your business. So make sure to check that out now, and I'll see you in the next episode. So we want to make sure that you're doing things correctly and basically setting yourself up for success and maximizing your return on investment.